If you're like me, rent is probably one of the biggest chunks of your monthly budget. I know, I live in New York and it's super expensive here. But what if I told you there were some clever ways for you to save money without sacrificing comfort? Today I'm going to help you with some smart and easy tips to help cut down your rent bill. Whether you're renting for the first time or you're a seasoned renter, these tips will help you save big every month. And stick around until the end for my favorite tip. Are you ready? Grab a pen, paper, and let's get started. For those of you who don't know me, ciao amici, I'm Hackrobat, your Italian-American aerialist located in New York, here to help you save time and money. From quick tips to budget hacks, let's make life easier and keep your wallet full. Tip number 1, negotiate with your landlord. You can ask for a rent reduction. If you've been a good tenant or can commit to a longer lease, your landlord might be open to lowering the rent. Highlight your reliability. Landlords value tenants who pay on time, cause minimal damage, and don't really complain a lot. Emphasize the benefits of keeping a stable tenant like yourself, especially if the vacancy rates in the area are high or the rental market is slower. If you have the means, offering to pay several months up front might motivate your landlord to offer you a discount. Negotiate for upgrades or maintenance. If rent reduction isn't possible, ask for improvements or repairs that could help you save money. For example, you can request better upgrades such as more insulation or more energy efficient appliances. A new refrigerator, washer, or dryer that uses less water and electricity can help you save more money. Energy efficient windows, LED light bulbs, or smart thermostats can also lower your utility bills. Additionally, ask for basic repairs such as repairing a leaky faucet or sealing an open draft that may come into your home, which could help reduce heating, cooling, or water expenses. Not only can these changes help you save money month to month, but they also add value to the landlord's property, making it a win-win situation for everyone. 2, move during off-peak seasons. Renting is generally more competitive and expensive during the summer months. Consider moving during the winter when landlords are more likely to negotiate. I myself generally move in January or February in New York, where I've scored some really great deals in comparison to the summer months. Also, I'm generally not that busy in work or my social life in the winter, making it generally a better time for me to move as well. There's just less stuff going on. Is it me, or are we all socially dead in the winter? Let me know. Anyway, a landlord would rather have someone in their space at a cheaper price than have the apartment vacant for several months. 3, get a roommate. If you're comfortable with having another person in your space, one of the most effective ways to reduce costs is to bring someone else in. A reliable roommate is not only helpful for rent, but it's also helpful for splitting costs like the utilities, the electricity, internet, and even groceries if you opt for that. If you're not ready for a permanent roommate, you can always kind of test this out by subletting the room temporarily. You can do this during peak rental seasons or while traveling. This can help you cover your rent without any long-term commitment. In either case, splitting rent allows you to lighten your financial load in order to save more and or live in a better apartment that you wouldn't be able to afford on your own. I have a story on this a bit later. Along with subletting, another way to lighten your load on the rent is offering pet services. Many people travel for work or vacation and need someone trustworthy to care for their pets. If your lease or landlord allows it, you can offer to pet sit either in your home or in the pet owner's home. This not only provides an extra income stream, but could also save you money if the pet owner decides to drop off their pets with you, potentially reducing the need for you to travel for the job. Additionally, many pet owners are willing to pay a premium to have someone come to their house, especially if their pets are more comfortable in familiar surroundings. For example, I have 2 cats and they would more likely be comfortable if the person who's watching them would stay here rather than me dropping them off at a daycare or something. It's a flexible and relatively easy side hustle that can help you cover your rent expenses. I personally do this, just me specifically. I decided before I was going to take on this responsibility, I decided to take a animal CPR class beforehand, just in case. I never had to actually use it, but just in case, I did want to know that I was able to deal with the situation properly in the event that I need to. 4, rent a smaller space. If you're looking to cut costs, downsizing can be an effective strategy, especially if you're paying for a space that you don't fully need. Take a good look at all your belongings. If you can declutter and get rid of things that you no longer use, you may find a smaller living space works just fine for you. By reducing the amount of stuff you own, you'll require less room, which in turn can save you money on rent. In other words, the less stuff you have, the less space you need. Because what is a home if not a space for your stuff? Aside from the, place to sleep, it's also a place to hold your stuff. Less stuff, less space. Additionally, smaller spaces often come with lower utility bills, less upkeep, and reduced maintenance costs. Moving to a smaller space not only simplifies your lifestyle, but also leads to savings across the board from rent, utilities, and beyond. 5, barter services for rent. If you're skilled in a particular trade or have a valuable service to offer, consider negotiating with your landlord for lower rent prices. You can assist with tasks such as maintenance work, landscaping, cleaning, or some admin work. If you have specialized skills such as plumbing, if you're good at electrical work, if you're sufficient in property and rental management, those can be especially appealing to a landlord. You could also offer to handle marketing or managing tenants, particularly for smaller landlords. This kind of arrangement benefits both parties. The landlord saves on outsourcing these services, and you reduce your rent without spending any extra cash. Just be sure to get any of these agreements in writing, detailing specific services you'll provide and how much of a rent reduction you will get. 6, look for rent-controlled or rent-stabilized units. If you're living in or moving to a high-cost area, rent control or rent stabilized apartments can be a game changer for your savings. Rent controlled apartments have regulations that control the amount that your rent is allowed to go up each year. This helps you avoid any price hikes and keeps your costs manageable over time. Similarly, rent-stabilized units offer protection over extreme rent increases. This makes them ideal for those who want to stay in one place for an extended period of time. Research cities or neighborhoods that offer these types of services, but just a heads up, they're often in high demand. These protections can help you provide more predictability and stability in your housing costs, allowing you to save money and live in desirable areas where rent might otherwise skyrocket. 7, live further from city centers. If you're open to a little bit of commuting, consider living in areas that are a little further away from the city center core or downtown areas of a particular city. Prices tend to decrease significantly as you move further and further away from these highly desirable areas. While you may have to sacrifice some convenience, many neighborhoods on the outskirts offer a quieter lifestyle, often with more space for your money. Be sure to explore public transit options or nearby commuter routes, which can still provide access to your city without the high price tag of city center living. With a little planning, you can still enjoy the benefits of lower cost living while still be connected to the vibrant urban city life. I also did this. I now live in Long Island. However, I did live in Queens for 4 years and Brooklyn. Loved it. I had a great time. However, the housing costs got so astronomical that I'm just like, let me move to Long Island. It's further away from the city. However, it's still very easy for me to get there. Obviously, during rush hour, I'm not going to ever commute into there. I could probably still take the LIRR if I really wanted to, but it's really not a problem to me. And I'm just enjoying living life in Long Island. I'm enjoying having a backyard, which I didn't think I would. I didn't think I would enjoy the kind of quietness of Long Island. I don't think Long Island is a particularly quiet place, but when compared to New York City, it's very quiet. And I'm really enjoying my decision to move back. 8. Check for subsidies or rental assistance programs. Many cities offer government assistance programs to help qualified tenants manage their rent. Research affordable housing programs, housing lotteries, rent subsidies, and tax breaks available for low-income individuals. These programs can help you provide crucial financial relief and ensure that you're not spending more than you can afford to on housing. Eligibility criteria vary by program, so be sure to carefully read the requirements and apply as needed. Additionally, organizations and nonprofits may also provide resources for housing assistance. So don't hesitate and feel free to reach out to any of these programs that are in your area. I do know that NYC also offers a housing assistance program. It's called a housing lottery. One of my friends uses it, and she's seen prices in New York City for studio apartments that are as low as $650 a month. I've never personally used it my own, but it's definitely, if you're in this area, it's definitely good to check out. 9. Negotiate other costs like utilities or parking. When discussing your lease agreement with your landlord, don't overlook the fact that you can negotiate other fees such as utilities, parking, storage, and possible pet rent. These costs can add up quickly, impacting your overall budget. Some landlords may be willing to lower any additional fees, especially if you're interested in signing a longer lease or have a really strong rental history. For example, if you pay your rent every month, then your landlord might look at you as a valuable asset worth accommodating. Bringing these costs to the negotiation table can lead to significant savings and enhance your overall financial situation. 10. Take advantage of referral programs. Many apartment complexes and property management companies offer referral programs that reward current tenants for bringing in new renters. If you know someone looking for a place to live, refer them to your building. You might receive a rent discount or even a cash bonus. These referral programs can vary by structure, but they often provide you significant savings for both you and the new tenant. Not only does this help you save on rent, but if you bring someone that you know into your living community, then it also helps you enhance your overall living experience. 11. House sitting or renting someone's extra space. This is probably one of the cheapest ways to be able to afford rent in any area. Finding someone who rents out part of their home, like a basement, a garage apartment. So a lot of older people are looking for just someone to live in their house just to make sure that they're okay if they in case they need something. These can be much cheaper than traditional rental units. If you have a bigger living area, you could also cut the space and create an extra bedroom. When I was living in Queens, my roommate found a way to cut our costs by reconfiguring our entire apartment. The apartment that we lived in was originally a 2-bedroom apartment, but my roommate who held the lease hired a contractor to split the living room, a large living room, in half and created a separate room. I slept in that room and it was amazing, and the room even had a balcony. This simple modification allowed me and my roommates to have a 3-bedroom apartment while paying for a 2-bedroom apartment. It was a great solution that helped us all save money while making use of the space we have. That wraps up my 11 rent saving tips. I really hope you're excited to start saving your money and that some of these tips will help you. I'd also love to hear from you. Have you done any of these things? Do you have any additional points or tips to add? I'd love to know, and if you like this video, please hit the like button down below. And if you're interested in more of this type of content, hit that subscribe button. Also check out my last videos. I have one on a high yield savings account and one on money saving for tipped workers. Keep saving smart, and I'll see you in the next one.